Hey, folks, and welcome on back to Petalburg Woods, the podcast where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Let's talk some Pokemon. As always, this is the Pokemon show where we discuss the world and people and ideas surrounding Pokemon, perhaps even the culture revolving around Pokemon, and the way that it makes us feel, think, and behave in the context of the games. As always, I'm your lovely host, Droomish.
I'm your other lovely host, Capreo. How you doing? Welcome to the woods. We're so glad you could join us. Thanks for keeping your repel in your bag. We appreciate it. When you're making your way through the woods here. Droomish, how you doing?
Pretty good, thanks. Yeah, you're on a real roll there.
Thanks.
I
try.
What do we got today, Caprio?
I think we got a doozy of an episode today. We're talking about Pokemon VGC and
Video game championships.
Video game championships, if you didn't know. And kind of like how to even get started playing VGC, where to even begin.
Yeah, it's such a big concept, right? We might even do multiple episodes on VGC, but I would say for today, we're kind of, starting and then the gap, right? Between not even competitor, but just from casual to VGC. What does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
What is I would say that in some ways there is a canyon between those two things.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon is such an interesting game for creating such a canyon. Am I on it? Do you think is that good?
Yeah. So we're gonna get into that. But as always, your favorite segment and mine, I gotta be honest, it's mine too. What we've been up to lately, what we've been playing, Pokemon or otherwise. Droomish, you go first. What you been doing?
Oh, as a born again Pokemon fan, as someone who actually likes it now, famously, I've really been loving Pokemon. I can't stress enough, and it's shocking of damn, VGC is actually fun. Damn, shiny hunting is actually fun. Damn, Unite is actually fun. Man.
They've got you on all fronts.
Cool. But yeah, Pokemon's pretty cool, I
Mm.
think. I've been back on... this is just... we have our show scheduled. These are recorded a fair bit in advance. I've been back on a stream grind, which feels really good, but I did... twitch.tv/Droomish_, by the way, always stay plugging. But I've been just shiny hunting on there, and I kind of thought I wasn't going to like it. I took a leap. I don't know, really just to kind of be involved with people. I thought it would be nice. Everybody's playing. All my friends are playing. Who am I to not play? That's kind of what I thought. Maybe not the best reason to engage with something, but I think I don't know, it was a successful gaslight. Pretty into, everybody says all my friends are doing it. Everybody's looking for their random minion of mischief, and I'm right there with them, and it's fun. I think I'm a real easy, I'm very impressionable, very impressionable these days. Just, I don't know, real bandwagon enjoyer, and I'm having fun when everyone's having fun, so I like looking for shinies and, I don't know, talking to people, I guess, while I'm doing it. I am very surprised. Again, it's borderline shocking to me. But what a wonderful time it's been, really and truly. And then, same thing with the VGC. I got my game store to run a league. I'm kind of heading it with the guy I know who works at the shop, and I got a bunch of my friends to come. We started posting about it. Some new people that we haven't talked to before have been coming, and I was just there actually, right? Just a couple of hours before this. We planned this even. It was not
All according to plan.
It was not a twist of fate. It was me thinking we should talk about VGC after I go to the VGC weekly, and I'm I don't know, just kind of on cloud nine. I think that again, like maybe it goes without saying for anyone with a brain, but like this Pokemon stuff's pretty fun when you do it with other people. Like I don't know, I just like I can rage my ass off on the online ladder. Like in what is it? Yeah, I haven't even played a game of Reg J because I know it's gonna make me so mad. But going and playing in person is just like it's just a dream. It's so much fun. I really like my Hisuian, for all you pronouncer freaks out there. My Hisuian Arcanine is my favorite guy, and it's really cool to have like I mean, everybody's got a favorite Pokemon. Famously, we talked about that maybe at one point,
once or twice.
But like, I feel really cool having like a favorite competitive Pokemon right now. Like, this is my favorite. I don't know, like fighter, I guess, or like I don't want to call him a tool. He's not a tool. You're not. No,
this is your favorite character in the fighting game, Pokemon VGC. Yeah,
exactly. Like, this is my favorite character in a fighting game, and it's a cool element to like engage with a character in. Like Arcanine and I are fighting side by side. It's really, really fun. I'm just over the moon with this hobby. I think that's the two big things I've been doing though. It's just, I don't know, really rewarding to be like full send a community. Somebody asked me like they're like Droomish, why are you shiny hunting Maractus specifically? And yeah, do you know why? Do you know why, Capreo, my dear friend?
No, I don't know the reason.
Do you know why I picked it? Well, I just because like everybody has a guy, and I thought like people are really gonna like it if I have a guy. I need to pick a guy, and so like it was another successful gaslight of like if I pick a guy and get really into that guy, I'm gonna like that guy. Everybody's gonna like that I like that guy, and then I'm gonna like that everybody likes that guy, and I'm gonna be really happy. Like it's just gonna be like a good time, and it's Pokemon, so it doesn't really matter who I pick. I just have to get really into it, and it worked. It was a successful operation. They're posting the Maractus memes in the Discord every week. It's beautiful. I am over the moon. I don't know. Maybe this is like beyond Pokemon, but just like I don't know, just like. Even if there was a moment of pretending, it's like how beautiful it is to just I don't know, fake it until you're happy or something. I mean, it's like workable to begin with. Now I'm like really happy. What a wonderful game that we play and talk about.
Yeah, it's so huge that you've been able to make a local weekly happen for you and your friends for VGC, no less.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, that's really great that you were able to like make that happen.
And everybody's into it. Like, we're all like specking on each other, and like I don't know. Like, I think one of my favorite things is the like casual memeing that's happening. Like, everybody was lambasting one of my friends today for like I don't know what is it called. I mean, I knew he was going to do this. He like tunnel visioned my Primarina. I clicked protect. Both of the attacks hit protect. I was like, oh, you sad clown.
You fell into my trap.
Everybody's like, oh, you never double. You never double when they have protect. It's open team sheet. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And like the culture, if you will, is beginning to exist in this very like I don't know, developing place.
In this
so wonderful
state.
Yeah, we're a city state right now, but it's things are looking good for our future GDP. What about you? What about you, Capreo?
I started a playthrough of Pokemon Emerald that I've been streaming on Twitch.
Wow, a playthrough of Pokemon Emerald?
I know, who'd have thunk, huh?
This is awesome.
Believe it or not, I haven't played through the story of Emerald on stream before, save for like I've played through like half of the game for a couple of secret base runs, one of which was for you and your team. But at least like the entire story of the game I haven't done for Emerald on stream. I've pretty much only been doing like post-game stuff, Battle Frontier stuff, Pokedex stuff, contests, etc. So it's been nice to just like play through the game normally. And so the team that we have so far, actually the team now already is finished. We have all six of the squad. So it's the 3 Johto starters from XD Gale of Darkness's Mount Battle, and what's fun about them is they all have their type-specific ultimate move. So Chikorita has Frenzy Plant, Cyndaquil has Blast Burn, and Totodile has Hydro Cannon. So that's been fun. Even just like seeing the animations for those moves in game, when like, how often do you get to see? Like sometimes, I don't
Usually,
know,
like at the beginning, like using like Frenzy Plant on Roxanne's nose pass.
Exactly.
Like, who is this child? Who are you?
Exactly. It feels like I'm playing a ROM hack or something where I like, I don't know, PK hexed my guys into the game, but it's all, I got them from other places. So another member of the team.
That is really cool.
Thanks.
It's really, really cool. I hadn't, you're opening my eyes as usual. I'd not considered this perspective. I mean, I was defending you and your uses of Chikorita when you were doing it, but just like, there is a pretty supreme novelty to that. I'm with you.
So another member of the team from Filling Pokemon Box is a Surfing Pichu. So we have a Pichu, Surf, early game, who'da thunk, pretty broken, even on a Pichu. So Cove the Pichu is gaming. And then 2 other members. The last one that we caught is a little like, I don't know, unremarkable, I guess. I thought before the playthrough, I was like, I've never used an Aggron before in the Hoenn region, so I was like, I want to use an Aggron. So I caught a Aron.
Is that really the only reason that you're using Aggron?
Truly, yeah. I've never used one before in a playthrough.
We don't have a friend who thinks that they're ferociously ugly or anything.
Genuinely, that just happened to be kind of a funny coincidence.
That was just a happy accident.
Truly, but
oh, lovely.
We do have another friend who definitely influenced the final member of the team, who currently is Mothington the Beautifly. And so that might surprise you given our entire Petalburg Woods episode titled
What the hell?
Dustox Ellipsis, is it any good? And so that was the plan. We caught a Wurmple. LRXC was in chat, named it Mothington. All of us sort of fully expecting and buying into the idea of this thing becoming a Dustox. So then it evolves into a Silcoon. And LRXC, to my surprise, said, wait, what if you keep it as a Beautifly? I was like, are you sure? And he was the only one really in chat who was like, yeah, keep it as a Beautifly. And so I ran a poll in chat. And LRXC, I think, might have even like gotten some help or something from some secret agents to vote for Silcoon instead of Cascoon. And I think you were the only one who voted for Cascoon at the time.
That was bullshit.
Yeah.
It's Dustox. Is it any good? We don't talk about Beautifly on this show.
We don't, but we do have a whole episode dedicated to Dustox. Regardless, Mothington the Beautifly is on the team, whether you like it or not. I don't know. I put it to a vote. Listen, sometimes democracy just doesn't go your way.
I guess so.
Anyway.
Thanks, Wurmple.
But I've never used a Beautifly in a playthrough of any game. So I am looking forward to using a Beautifly, truthfully. And that's the squad. That's the team for Emerald Victory Lap. So if you want to join me for Emerald Victory Lap, again, I'm streaming it on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Capreo_. Always be plugging. Thank you, Jarvis Johnson. And I've also been playing some VGC, which is...
Oh, wow.
We both sort of been doing that, which is maybe why we're talking about it for this episode today.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
But pretty much after Worlds had happened, a friend of mine had sort of asked me to kind of like help them kind of learn VGC a little bit. And like, I have some like, I don't know, Pokemon knowledge, I guess, but I don't play VGC, which I think is an entirely different skill set from playing through the regular games. I don't know, like VGC is so much more than just like type matchups. You know what I mean? It's so much more than just type matchups. It's
I mean, even like singles, like
even
I don't know, like you do like Battle Tower or something. Like you're good, arguably, at Battle Tower, and it's still like I mean,
Like singles against another human being is a completely different thing.
yeah, it's like I mean, borderline non-transferable.
Mhm.
I would like at least argue for it. Like, I mean, there's some like I don't know, switching. There's some things to pick up, of course, so, like in anything like with Pokemon, but
Mhm.
it's I don't know. That's I can never get over that. Just like how different it is from
Mhm.
itself when it's the
Mhm.
main thing.
Mhm.
And people like ask you if you play, and you're like, well, like yes and no, but
Mhm.
it's a very odd thing to describe also to someone who like is aware that they do like you're I mean like exactly like you're saying, but it's like so I don't know, it's like borderline uncanny because like I can't
Mhm.
think of another game outside of like things that get like very odd like grassroots competitive scenes
Mhm.
like I don't know this I don't know why this is the only one coming to mind, but like there was like a competitive scene for that puzzle game Catherine where you like climb the
Oh yeah.
blocks, you know,
Oh really?
like
Was there a
yeah there
competitive scene for
was
that?
yeah I didn't watch very much of it, but like people would like race and do the puzzles. It's like nothing
Okay.
like that. It's like I mean like in like Street Fighter or Smash, like this is the
Mhm.
way that you play, and but like I don't know I I struggle to parse even like in full cognizance just how and why and therefore it's so different.
Mhm. So I guess because of him, I for the first time really like kind of started getting into VGC, and so I guess that's kind of what we're gonna talk about today on this episode is like how to do that. Like if you're interested, say you watch Worlds or you watch Wolfie VGC, or you even just like hear us talking about us having a good time playing VGC and learning about it, and maybe you also have like a locals that you're aware of, but I don't know, maybe you're nervous to go or something. Because there is like, there's a gap. But I think maybe before we get into the gap, maybe we could talk about kind of like where before there was VGC, there was
Yeah, I
there
mean
was there was some
there
other
was there was
formats, I suppose.
singles
There's
kind
singles
of.
first for the first two
Um,
generations of the game.
yeah, I think that like I mean the history. I mean it's a podcast. Like I know you want this. I want this.
I want
Like
this.
the history is always going to be important. But I think particularly on this subject, like it's really, really important to recognize that Pokemon was not designed with VGC in mind at all. And that VGC was a shift, and that makes the history and like where they came from and ultimately like what the decided on shift was like infinitely more important than like when they made Street Fighter, they wanted people to fight on a street because famously Pokemon was not about fighting when it started. I mean, not to did you know gaming all over this podcast, but I believe like there like a very early concept of the game like didn't even have fighting in it, right? Like that was not an essential at least at first. Like it was about catching bugs with your friends, right? Like
Yeah, it was about more of the collecting and I think particularly trading as well. There's that quote about um, two of the original developers, maybe Tajiri and maybe Ken Sugimori, playing through Dragon Quest and wanting to trade items with each other. Um, but they didn't want to take their two parties of fighters and mages and whatever in their Dragon Quest saves and fight each other. Instead, it was more of a collaborative thing initially. But
yeah.
the games being an RPG needed to have some amount of combat, and even from the very beginning, you could still battle against a friend using a link cable, and then battling became, I think, much more of a focus with like the stadium games.
Yeah, I mean, so like Stadium comes out, you're supposed to battle, like
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, I think I can safely interpret from Stadium existing, we have reached the point where we're supposed to battle. Like we have a fight simulator at long last. But Stadium and Stadium 2 singles creatures, and they still have metas technically, right?
Of
Like
course, yeah.
I mean like RBY OU and GSC OU are relatively popular. I don't frequent, but like I know
Mhm.
of them, and I see them on the videos sometimes that make it on my feed. Um, Doubles though, and so I mean, probably should have already said this. I don't know how we haven't, but it's like the big thing with VGC is it's 2v2,
Mhm.
and this is not your 1v1 fight anymore. They had doubles in Ruby and Sapphire. I
Mhm.
know earlier than that. I mean, that's in like the opener for Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah.
Um, which in game also, and I find this so interesting. Like in hindsight, doubles is very much treated as a novelty in
Mhm.
Ruby and Sapphire. Ruby and
Mhm.
Sapphire especially is like, hey, check this out. Every so often, there's gonna be like two little freaks instead of one who say that
Mhm.
you have to fight. And
Yeah. Once in a blue moon.
no, yeah, it's very rare.
Mhm.
Like I don't know. I mean in Emerald they really they turned up the heat in Emerald for whatever reason. I mean I assume just because it's like, hey, start thinking about doubles because we're gonna make you play if you play. But like I don't know. I can't even. I have like such a specific memory of doubles in Ruby and Sapphire specifically.
Mhm.
Of like, it almost feels in those games like a gimmick that they were going to try once and move on from. Like so
Sure.
many other things in the games. Like I mean, it happened later of triple battles. That was
Mhm.
a one time affair. Or I mean I suppose technically like you can see like the skeleton for triple battles like still existing in like the horde battles
Mhm.
in the later gens, but triple battle, rotation battle, this is the same thing that happened later, and it's so weird because it's like I mean Ruby was my first game that I got to play where it was like I don't know, brand new frontier. It was not a used game. I got
Mhm.
the new one. I got it, my dad got it for me new, and it had the little e-reader card inside of it, and I didn't know what to do with it. And it just has this interesting novelty now of 2v2. It
Mhm.
was not. I don't know. I mean, did you have this experience at all? It wasn't in focus for me at all in that game.
Yeah. I definitely remember I guess because Emerald was my first Pokemon game, I guess initially it like doubles just were there for me from the beginning. And then even in Fire Red Leaf Green, they put a handful of double battles in those games as well, even though obviously there's none to be found in the original Red, Blue, Yellow. But because these are Generation 3 games, Fire Red Leaf Green, they still decided to like put doubles battles into these games because it was the new thing. And you're right, I think they were experimenting, particularly in Ruby and Sapphire, with like this new idea, not overloading the main story with double battles, but still featuring them at least with like Tate and Liza. And but it's so apparent in like the Ruby Sapphire Tate and Liza fight compared to the Emerald Tate and Liza fight is like it's so obvious that Ruby Sapphire is the prototype for doubles. And then Emerald is where they really start to like figure out kind of the potential. And then the potential for doubles, I think, in Generation 3 becomes much more, if not fully realized, in both Colosseum and XD Yellow Darkness, where those entire games are doubles the whole, well, I guess not technically the whole time, but at least for battles, like 99% the whole time, right?
Yeah, and I really think that I mean they really get, especially Coliseum. I mean, you know who you are. They get such an unfair and bad rap as like I mean they were like these just stadium simulators, and then they added a story to them. Like yeah, like it was a nice touch, but I don't know. I just have to appreciate every time that it's like a story that has like these like so it has like double strategies in it where like the opponent is using Earthquake and Protect
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, and but just like, I don't know like and it doesn't change anything about how I'm playing it,
Mm-hmm.
but like this is like the first time that they did it, and it's like okay like they're using Earth like they get it
Mm-hmm.
like I don't like they both invented and like propagated Earthquake Protect or
Right.
like a doubles rain team or something.
Yep.
Like there was not a doubles scene when though at least when Colosseum came out, like when Colosseum came out, because I think and we're ultimately building to this, but like the mall of the mall tour that they did in the US was ultimately an XD, I believe. That's where I see like the Gen 3 tourney, the cup that I did in New York was played on XD, and it's or a Coliseum, and it's based on that. So like when Coliseum comes out, like none of this exists, and it's still like a hard game, and it's cited as the hard game, which is like, I don't know. I really think they deserve. I mean, maybe not. Game Freak. What are those guys' names?
Genius Sonority.
Yeah, I mean, I think like they deserve some credit for this. Like, hey, like we're doing doubles now, and then like the boss has Earthquake Protect, and like okay, like damn, like that's kind of crazy. Like, I don't the not even the AI, but like the sophistication. Maybe, especially Ruby. Maybe this is like why I'm feeling the way that I am about Ruby and Sapphire. Is exactly like you said. It feels so prototypical. There's none of that there, and it's like I always think of like the first fight. Like you go, it's like I don't know. It was like not in a demo, maybe, or actually maybe it was. Not that I watched a video of the demo and I was like, oh, that's cool, because like I think of the two twins on the bridge as like kind of a demo for double battles.
Totally.
And I think they are also, if you only have one Pokemon, they're like, hey asshole, get some more Pokemon. Like, right?
You can totally
did they
skip
do that?
them, yeah.
Okay. But they just send out two and they're like, we're the Wonder Twins, and then they don't interact at all. Like it's like Lotad and CDOT just like throwing trash at you, and it's like, why are we doing this? Why am I not fighting you one? Why am I fighting you one at a time? Like that is fully the experience of that. And I mean, just like I don't know. I mean, like you don't have to it doesn't have to be completely synergistic to be playing doubles. Like not every play has to be like, I don't know, like Rage Powder Swords Dance stuff. Like just to call upon a bit of my advanced VGC knowledge. Like they don't always have to be working together, but these are just like two normal Pokemon that are just like, oh, like we're just hitting each other at the same time now. Like pretty good gimmick, I guess. There's more Pokemon on screen, but maybe there's more we could do with this. They asked themselves.
Totally. And they did in Emerald. Yeah. And they did with the GameCube games.
Next team.
They continued to into Generation 4 and onwards, because Generation 4, Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, is where official VGC finally began.
Yes. Following they had this, I mean, it wasn't real VGC, but it was like the prototype for VGC was they had a Gen 3, like, I don't know, it wasn't just a tournament, it was like a tour across America, which is part of why it was so cool. And it did not have anywhere near the rules that it has now, but it was like doubles team building and figure out how to get your Pokemon to synergize and do all like, I don't know, but I have to, another thing that like is, I don't know, and I don't, this isn't, maybe this isn't even a point, but it's just like, I don't know, something that I think is cool is that like there weren't, this is the first time that doubles has ever happened, and it's like I don't know, when we just said that Gen 4 is happening, and I'm like, oh, there's this Gen 3 thing, but it's like this is the official precursor to Gen 4. Like this is what gave them the idea to do VGC, is why I'm bringing it up. But and in that lens, as my understanding of it, they said like the way that you win is knock them all out. Just figure out how to knock them out the best. And like, and of course, like a lot of the strategy was just like, oh, Mewtwo. Like let's start like let's hit him as hard as possible. But like all of this development and like one-upsmanship happened just off of like the simple don't lose. And I know that that's the core of any competitive game. Like yeah, like knock that guy out and don't get knocked out yourself. But like even as at the point of Gen 3, the breadth of Pokemon's set of tools, like a meta quickly found itself, and there was no, I mean, there was nothing. You could play Emerald and you could play Coliseum and XD at this point. Like, and you could like practice with your friends also. I mean, like, I don't know, I probably would have been in there like 6 Mewtwo's or I don't know, whatever was like 6 Suicunes or something. I don't know. I don't remember if there was a legendary clause or not, but like I wish I knew more about this specific thing. I mean, the meta was centralized a little bit, especially at like the cup that I played in. I mean, it's been 20 years-ish now, but there's still like, even at this point, there were plenty of Pokemon that were good and usable. Like, I think one of the big players, because I've seen this one specifically talked about, was Magmar, for instance. Outside of like so the big three in at least in Gen 3 right now in this format is Zapdos. I guess Laddie is counted as one, and then oh god, I don't remember the last one. I'm sure I could find it, but I don't think it's Gengar. It's so there is. It's Metagross. Yeah, you got me. You got me. Yeah,
Sweet.
Metagross, Laddie twins, Zapdos. Yeah, just things that are good essentially, but there's a lot of room for the other 3 slots, and but the I'm going like nuts about this is because just like like you don't just pick a character in Pokemon. Like yeah, I don't know, like I just picked the pretty ballerina girl in Street Fighter and just only play her now. Like that's what, and I like getting on Street Fighter because I just do that thing. But like I don't know, it worked. Like this thing worked. You pick 6 characters, they have to work together, and they have to work together at the same time in unique pairings, and it worked. And I suppose that's why it wasn't just a one-time gimmick.
Yeah.
And I mean, there were no guides, there were no videos, there wasn't even precedent for this. Like it's just what is good? How do you win?
Yeah, and I think definitely like pretty, I would argue maybe rudimentary strategies of your like Earthquake Protect or Earthquake next to a flying type or a Levitate Pokemon or something like that. Like a strategy that you would see from one of the bosses that you would fight in game. Again, whether that was like Tate and Liza or one of the characters in Coliseum or XD. And like those games at least like could show you some like pretty basic doubles strategy that you could then like borrow yourself and try to employ. Because I remember even as a kid, like when I encountered doubles, like it wasn't much, but like, you know, Earthquake next to a flying type is you feel smarter or something. Like you feel like you're doing it. I think because that there is like there's a conscious choice being made of like strategizing more so, I think, than when you're doing singles. Again, I think singles is like so much based on, at least when you're playing through the story of a game, singles is based, I think, pretty squarely on like the type matchup and the type charts, where doubles has like so much more room for activities, or at least so much more room for strategy beyond just the type matchup and the type chart. And so doubles is much more engaging. It's much more exciting to me, at least, and it makes all the sense in the world why they would make their official competitive format in doubles and not singles. And not to say that, no disrespect if you play, you know, Gen 9 OU, whatever the most recent format is, or whatever.
Disrespect. I'm pissed. But
okay.
I'm mad at you.
Like singles,
anyways,
modern singles especially is still like very cool, and there's still mind games to be played and all that. But I don't know, doubles is doubles is crazy. So do you think, Droomish, like if you're playing through any of the main story games, but maybe, I don't know, we should try to keep it to Scarlet and Violet, I guess, because that is like the most recent.
Well,
that's the most recent format.
Let's say, like, I don't know, like Diamond and Pearl onwards.
Yeah.
Can we expand to just like post VGC? Like,
Yeah.
where it exists. Where it exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. What is it? What's the question? I'm getting lost in the sauce.
I was wondering if you think like the games themselves do a good enough job of like kind of like onboarding you or teaching you about doubles and like particularly like getting you ready to play against another person in this format. Do you think the games do a good job of that?
I mean, I guess, I don't know, yes and no. Or I don't know. I'm leaning no, but
why are you leaning no?
I guess, well, we could just talk about Scarlet and Violet, I suppose, but I mean, it's just like okay. The reason why I asked like all the way back until like Gen 4, so like VGC exists and it's something that you can play like in as early as Diamond and Pearl. I mean, every time they add new moves, they add new Pokemon, they add new combos, essentially. And even in the limited like space of Gen 9, like now, I mean, I don't know, are there even any? The doubles battles in Scarlet and Violet are few and far between. I have tried to learn what the new moves do and what the new items do, and I mean, like, I'm learning obviously, and like I know what I enjoy clear amulet usage. I think it's like I enjoy covert cloak usage. It's a pretty awesome little piece on my Ninetales, for instance. But no, ultimately, I don't think that they do. But I don't think that is like the entire story, though. Also, like, I don't know, if you're going to win, like, and that's the thing, it's like VGC is not an exploration, like competitive is not an exploration the way that a narrative is, right? And this is like I get on a little stump all the time and I go nuts about it. It's like, oh, like game communication, and like, oh, they didn't properly communicate this facet of this thing, and like I get on my high horse about like game design and what like talking to the player actually looks like. But I made that point about like VGC working for the very first time, even though it was an entirely new thing, because the instructions are hyper clear. Win. You have to like kick their ass and do not die. Like there's one thing here, but it's like getting, especially like in a video game, even, and it's not like we're way pre open world. Like, get from point A to point B has it can have a million complications along the way. And there can be a lot of things, like, and it's like, it's not a binary thing of like, you did a bad job or you did a good job. Of like, no, like, I think there were some wrinkles along the road. I think that like, oh, like, I don't know, like the non-linearity and the communicated level curve or something, or like the game construct difficulty along the way, like communicated something contrary to what was actually going on. Like, there's all these little things that can happen along the way in a story progression, I guess, or just like a Pokemon adventure, if you will. But I think it is unfair to say that they do a bad job because there's only one instruction: win. And when that is the one instruction, I think it is then thrown back on you, like, hey, you should learn how to win. Like, if you're going to win, like just, hey, figure it out. And I don't know, maybe that's like something that you could like philosophize about, I suppose, because I'm not gonna. The gap is large. There is a million things going on, and you know they could help you like get in the mindset by providing the sandbox. Like Emerald gives you the sandbox, and that it is. There's something in the middle of, hey, along the road on our narrative, let's give them a place to play so that we can at least simulate the environment where the competition will be happening. And so I think that is a major weakness of a game if it features little to no double battling along the way. Because especially now, I think that one of the mechanical purposes of the game is to get you ready for what you do when you're done with the game. Like, that seems to be the case more than ever in Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet's story, I think one of its functions is to, like, just you be like, and not like knowledge wise, but like resource wise, be available to play Pokemon for real. There's no battle tower afterwards. famously lamented this many times.
Mhm.
The thing that you do when you win is like, oh, now you get to play with the big dogs, and so like everything before this was a warm up.
Mhm.
I think that sandbox not being offered along the way is pretty bad.
Mhm.
Like, is because it's like you don't even get to like if you're just in singles land, like you don't even get to try,
Mhm.
right? Like you don't even get to make those experiments happen.
Mhm.
But like if those battles are along the way and like you just engage with it. So like I'm gonna say something I have really controversial take here. Like
Okay.
I think like it's you're not playing the game wrong. But I don't think you really have any ground to stand on in this argument, or like this field of like this school of thought. If you're just clicking the moves that do damage, like it's your own fault. I'm sorry you're bad at the game, but like reading comprehension is actually a huge boon in life, and like tools go a long way. When they made tools, we didn't discover tools. When they made tools, things changed for people. Like the stone tools went crazy for development. So I think when the instructions are as simple and clear as win, like yes, it throws it back on the player. Like you have to figure it out. So like if somebody's kicking your ass, like what are you going to do about it? Like they have the same tools that you do. And so while probably like the biggest pitfall for me at least is just like how huge that field of depth is with like little to no tutorialization, there isn't like, I mean, obviously this is a good thing. There isn't like a real pay to win element in Pokemon. Like I mean, I guess like it has been argued, and I actually no, I fear there is a pay to win element these days with like Calyrex Shadow Rider or whatever. But like in the perfect sandbox, these are tools that you could have. Like there is no like I feel like MMOs were like very guilty of this, of like there were items that people could have, like certain MMOs were very like it fall in this pitfall very harshly of like items that were good and that like only a limited number of people could get, or were like on a timed release, something like that. And then there were competitive elements, and it's like, okay, well he has the sword of Dinkeldar, and only the top 10 Jimbos can get the sword of Dinkeldar. Like I'm never gonna win. What am I gonna do against the sword of Dinkeldar? But like I don't know, even like Calyrex Shadow Rider, I could have that. I can simulate having that. So I think it's fair. I know this, maybe I feel like this doesn't even sound like me. I feel like I'm bastardizing what I usually stand for, but I'm so like based in intentionality. Like everything, every like intentionality is everything for me. Clear, concise communication. And this is a case where most games do not fail because they say kill them and don't die. That is the only instruction. And in the ever like, I mean, and it's just like any good game, the one-upsmanship will happen if there's enough tools. Like people, it's like I really like, my favorite part of VGC is like when two people finally figure out what they're doing, a game will develop of, oh, you know what I know, what you know what I know. Like, should I click protect here? I don't know. Like, how well does this person know my shit before I click protect? Do I call them on that? Or do I go with my play? So
yeah, the game definitely turns into like, because if you're playing a single player game and you have a pretty good idea of like how the AI for the main story Pokemon game operates, there's usually like one right choice for you to make, or at least a best choice, where in VGC you have so many different choices based completely on the context and also like how much information you and the person you're playing against have. And then also just like sometimes you just gotta like guess. And there's you can make an educated guess certainly, but yeah, you really just like, sometimes VGC truly does come down to like, I'm gonna click the move protect on this Pokemon, and I'm betting that my opponent...
betting.
I'm betting that my opponent is going to attack into the protect, and then you just see if that turn goes your way. So I agree with you. I think that I don't think like the Pokemon games are responsible for teaching you how to play against other people. Like they give you the tools and they give you the infrastructure to allow for that, to allow for playing against other people, especially nowadays where there's just like online, like ranked ladder, whatever, you have a number and it tries to pair you against other people with a similar number. Like that's all fine and dandy. You don't need to find someone with a link cable anymore. That's great. But the onus is on the individual to seek out the information and try to improve themselves and try to learn based on the experience of other people how this game actually functions, what the culture of it is, what the meta of it is. The game the game cannot possibly tutorialize the meta of a thing. It can teach you the rules.
That's a really good point.
It can teach you the rules of it, of the game, but it cannot possibly onboard you for actually how to play against other human people. So no, I don't think the onus is ever on Game Freak or really any developer to tutorialize or I don't know, I don't know, some of the best thing, and you mentioned this I think previously in an episode where I think you had said that like Capcom has like frame data for their characters on their website or something. And so that at least is like that at least is the company like making the information transparent and accessible. And Pokemon, like Game Freak does not do that. There are definitely like other people, fan-made like websites. Pikalytics comes to mind, I think, as like a great resource for like learning about a meta and also like as to help with team building and all that stuff. I think if there is an area, and this is not with the development of the game, but at least with like post-release during the competitive season, I think, I don't know who's responsible for this, whether it's Game Freak or the Pokemon Company, but one or both of them could, I think, do a better job of like making those resources more apparent, accessible through their website, through whatever. But they're probably also very aware that there's like fan-made third-party websites that are doing that job for them already. So maybe they don't feel the need. But at least you, the individual, if you want to learn and get better at this thing, you do have to take it upon yourself to do that.
I do think that like I am so like on the, I guess, the subject of the gap. I mean, I don't want to just like to what you said though. I don't want to just chalk up the gap to being like, because I don't know. There's this indisputable canyon in between just playing a game and then like, I don't know, even feeling like competent or like existing within VGC. And I mean, for one, there's a couple of things just like off the top of my head that I think are hard here. Like for one, like the thing that you said is like you can just hop on the ladder, but like it's hard to like engage with like utter defeat with curiosity. Like I go on the ladder, I get my ass kicked. Like
right.
It's hard to understand what's even going on sometimes.
And I think and a really important like addition to that is like for someone who just like they beat the story of Scarlet and Violet and they go in their Poke Portal or whatever, they're checking their menus and they see the Battle Stadium option and they click it and they're like, oh cool, I could fight against other people, and they're using their in-game team of 6 guys that they just like, right? 6 guys that they thought were neat, and they were able to beat the story with those 6 guys, and they're probably pretty proud of those 6 guys, right? Maybe those guys are even in like their like level 70s, level 80s. They're feeling pretty good about their levels, and they think their moves are pretty neat, right? And then they get online, and as you mentioned earlier, they're seeing Rage Powder Amoonguss, and nowadays with Regulation J, Swords Dance fucking Terra Normal Extreme Speed Arceus, and they're probably like, this is nowhere near the game that I just played for 40 hours. This is a completely different video game.
Yeah. I mean, it's a, like, and it's also just like a time jump. Like there's a literal time jump there of, I mean, you say what you will about every Pokemon game. The progression is relatively neat. Like, I don't know, like cry and complain all day long. Write me an essay in the comments. I know that the Johto defenders are wanting to most days. For the most part, everything's fine. Like progression wise, at least as far as your knowledge goes, right? Like as far as like you understanding what's going on, like I don't know, your Pokemon gradually gets stronger, your base power, I think like base power especially, like the power of moves ramps up at a very satisfactory rate to me, where it's like, okay, we're using Tackle, okay, now we're using Razor Leaf, okay, now we're using Leaf Storm. Like I get it. This is the big boss move, and I was just growing along the way, and I was like, my sandbox was getting bigger as I got bigger. How lovely is that? But yeah, like where's I don't know, is this even a possible question? Because like no one wants to be told. No one likes learning for the first time that like Jimbo Dingus, their favorite Pokemon, actually sucks. And like in this meta has discovered that they suck, and you have to now play with Arceus. You have to like you're, I don't know, the legendary that is like, I don't know, like I still like just like I can never get over like the feeling of like Arceus is like, that's like cheater Pokemon. Like I'll never use Arceus. It's not cool. It's like I mean it is cool. It's cooler now, but like, oh, that's the one that hackers use and people who have 6 Mewtwo's on their team use, which is like the same thing.
Arceus to me is the poster child for action replay.
Yeah, exactly. Just like you are a hacker. Like, or, like you couldn't possibly like Arceus. Whose favorite Pokemon is Arceus? Yes, and let me know. Write me a soliloquy about why it's so awesome. But like really, your favorite Pokemon is like, okay, it's not a legendary, but like I don't know, just like I say, it's like Mewtwo is the same thing as like, really, your favorite Pokemon's Mewtwo. It doesn't have anything to do with the way that it has like 6,000 base stat total and like kills everything in sight. Like I think that there's also a lot of like, I mean, there's like, I sound like one of them right now. Like there's like a pride thing when it comes to this. Like I was very much in the camp of outside, like I will use the box legendary to beat the story. Actually, I heard when I was at the LA Retro, I heard like, and this is somebody like I sat down and played XD with, like we used our real teams. I heard him telling like a child that was with him, it was like, don't like you're better than using legendaries on your team, except for the box legendary. You can use the box legendary to beat the main story, and then you're gonna put it away and get something for real. And I was like, where did you like and it's like I know that. That's straightforward information that like I knew intimately. I was like, that sounds exactly right. Where did you learn that? Like, wait a minute. Who told us that? Who told us to do that? Yeah, it's okay to use the box legendary only until you beat the Elite Four, and then you need to go get back like bag cargo or whatever. Like who made that a rule? I don't know where that came from. So this is all like there's a very real mental gap that I don't think really happens with fighting games, because you can just be like, I don't know, like, yeah, like in Street Fighter, as soon as I picked up Street Fighter, I was like, I'm going to play Manon, and I only play Manon, and she is not good. Okay. Don't, if you actually, if we somehow have a viewer who is good at Street Fighter, do not at me for playing one of the worst tiered characters in the game. I know. I like her command grabs, but like I was able to start doing that at the beginning of the game. I was able to reckon with my fate the moment I picked up the game. I also really like the Pokemon Jumpluff. Guess how I was feeling when I got to the end of, I think, Fire Red and Leaf Green, and I started looking at viability rankings. But I was like, I had a team of level 100s. I was not a very happy camper about Jumpluff's fate in Gen 3. And I know that we don't have to do the whole Jumpluff thing. I know there's a whole thing with Jumpluff.
Nowadays,
the very advanced Gen 3 meta, there's a whole possibility. Like I think you can do like a crazy stall everlasting Jumpluff thing. But like, is it even their job to like, I feel like it'd be bad to tell you that your favorite guy sucks.
No,
Like-
it's not their job. It is their job to attempt the impossible task of making the Pokemon that are in the game balanced in quotes, because like they're not. Have you heard of Urshifu? Urshifu is absurd. Ogerpon is absurd. Both of the Calorexes are absurd. Notice how also these are all new DLC Pokemon. Anyway, but no, they're I think they kind of hone in.
Pokemon.
They hone in on like I think they purposely probably have an idea of like which Pokemon are actually going to be competitively viable, and there might be some Pokemon that for them even slip through the cracks and actually end up like becoming something. Like I don't know that the planners and programmers at Game Freak expected Haze Murkrow to be a staple in early Scarlet Violet to help deal with Dondozo, but Haze Murkrow was like exceptionally valuable. So like in spite of probably like their intention of making a select few Pokemon competitively viable, actually there are still thousands of people playing these games and thinking about these games and finding like little niches for maybe their favorites, or maybe they're literally just like this one particular guy, Murkrow in this case, checks all of my boxes for the character that I'm looking for and the things that they can do on my team. So Haze Murkrow is actually going to run amok against Dondozo teams in early Scarlet Violet, just as an example. I don't know where I was going with that. I think all of that to say... Sorry,
No,
go ahead.
I get what you mean. I thought I was picking up what you're putting down.
Okay,
of
cool.
Like,
I don't remember where we were, though.
There's okay, well, there's like...
I'm in a haze,
like-
if you will. Murkrow used haze.
Oh, Murkrow, you fiend. We can presume that there is a design intent from them for a competitive thing,
Mhm.
but also like I don't know if they even know at this point. Like I'm not like I have even less faith than you do. But also
I think
when
they
you
know.
add, well, okay,
I don't
when
think
you
they
add
know
new
for
characters-
I don't think they know for all 1025 Pokemon, but I think they definitely know for like Fluttermane. I think Fluttermane is very intentional. I think Iron Hands is very intentional.
you can
all
have
of
a
the
good-
legendaries I think are very
good
intentional.
guess. Well, I don't know. There's some legendaries that are just dog. Like
That's a good
Like,
point.
it ha-
No, you're right. That is a good point.
like they call them legendaries, and like I mean, you were just saying, let's consult the let's consult the docs. Caprio just cited in my DMs. Where is this? Oh, at 1:19 a.m. Caprio writes, Magearna stinks.
Magearna
Sorry.
stinks.
Actually,
Listen,
this
and
whole
that's-
game stinks.
I don't. Okay, well, then that's. We can make an episode about Scarlet and Violet, separate from this.
But-
No,
I think Magearna
listen,
was made to be good. Probably like Magearna was not made to suck.
Magearna is good. Magearna has a broken ability. The thing that happened is I lost, Droomish. I lost. I lost for like four games in a row because I was getting crit and flinched and nonsense, and I took it out on poor Magearna. Anyway.
But okay, but I had a point with this too.
Mhm.
Like they add new characters every time, and now
Mhm.
they're like changing formats and stuff. Like, yes, they probably had an idea about Murkrow when they made it, but now you're like adding 50 new guys every so often, and then like we're gonna like tweak and mess with what guys are allowed in,
Mhm.
and yeah, it turns out that Murkrow is a god among Pokemon now. Like just because of an intersection. I mean, I assume that there's like this could be predicted to some degree, but like they also keep changing the sandbox. That's another like you can be. I was relatively well versed in Gen 6 VGC. I liked watching it, and I really liked playing X and Y. X and Y are still my favorite Pokemon games.
Mhm.
I don't think that they're gonna beat them out for me. But like they change the little pool every time, they change the format every time, and like there is no consistency in that way. If you have never done this before, like you probably are, like it's inevitable that you're in for a rude awakening with what you thought was good. So I don't know if any of these things can be fixed because of the unique scenario of Pokemon. It's like there's like a pride thing, there's like an assessment thing going on in it. I do think it is completely on them to provide opportunities to play in like the format at least.
Yep.
So I'm going to posit that a potential place to start considering VGC, and maybe this is bad advice, but I think it was at least fun advice from me because somebody just posited it to me. Like Coliseum and XD, I don't think it's so much later now. Like you have to be in a different headspace, but I don't think that they're bad games to just play, because it's like this is the doubles game. This is the only game where this sandbox exists. Let's say 99% of the time. I mean, it's like in Coliseum it exists the entire time, but in XD it's like there's a couple of chances to do a single battle in XD. But just like thinking about the way that like Pokemon can work together, like is it so much of this is like I mean, so I don't know, this is like does it ultimately become like confrontational? I think yes, in a way, because it's like you have to figure out how to get them to work together, like to work in this environment, and then they take the environment away from you. So I do think there is some give and take. Like yes, the instructions are clear. However, like I need a driving test before I I need the I'm very I don't know, this might not even like be that universal of an example, but like they make you do the 50 hours before or however many hours before your driver's license for a reason. Like you can't like you have to be able to play like in that environment. Like a car simulator only goes so far. I mean, I guess a car simulator is pretty good. No, this is not a fantastic example. I'm not doing super well with it.
No, I think you need time on the road. I think you need to actually like feel the vehicle moving. And
right, yeah.
And the simulator can definitely like give you a little bit of confidence before you get out on the road, but you gotta get your 50 hours on the road proper before you can to really appreciate like how it feels to be in that headspace.
I think so. I do, and that is also a really good point, because I'll give them credit. You made a really good point. You cannot tutorialize a meta, and the meta will continue to shift to like I beat you, like the I think, I don't know, if you have like a cosmic understanding of the type chart, like I think that ultimately will help you, because it's like the type chart also kind of, even in VGC, it ensures that there is no best Pokemon. And I'm going to put that in big quotes, because there often does become a best Pokemon, but like the meta will always continue to shift of like, oh, we just need to find a guy who beats the next best guy. And you really can't tutorialize that in a standalone experience, but you can like offer opportunities to like live that, I guess. I don't know. I really do. I go back and forth on this so often. It's like now I am thinking about Scarlet and Violet. It's like, yes, they allow you, because like I just started a new save on Violet, and like you can jump into I transferred all my Pokemon over. You can jump into the battle stadium before you have any badges. I think you only have to have caught a single Pokemon. You have to catch Nemona's tutorial Lechonk. I think you get like Rotom Phone. You leave the school actually, and I think you can go into you can do VGC. You're probably not gonna have any Pokemon in normal circumstances, but you can go into the battle stadium. I did it. It was like 20 minutes of gameplay, and I was and that did strike me. I was like, I could. Like, I just had to transfer guys over and meet the level 50 requirement, and boom, it's like a ladder is in front of me.
Yeah. And we can get into this a little bit later, but to that end, you don't even need really your own Pokemon. But again, I think that's something that we'll touch on a little bit later. So, okay, so let's say you I mean, as you said, you just like loaded up a new file, a brand new file. You don't even have any gym badges yet, and you're already able to play VGC. But maybe, probably more likely, someone I would imagine has like played through the story, or at least most of it, in Scarlet and Violet, and then maybe, I don't know, they watch Worlds, they watch a Wolfie VGC video or something. Maybe they get an itch, they get a little bit of a bug for VGC. Maybe they're like, maybe I look into this a little bit. Where do you think is a good place for someone to even start to like to look, to learn? What would you do? What did you do? Did you do anything?
Well, okay. I really think it is wildly important that you can find a new favorite Pokemon. Like, I think this is an essential part of the process. Like, actually, that you find someone that you like. It's not going to be bad if you like find out that you like them through usage, but like, I think, and I have often done every generation, I find a favorite that can also be good, because like, I think that there has to be kind of a level of personal investment at the beginning. Or I like it certainly helps. It doesn't hurt. I am not an expert also. I'm just like, socially.
How do you find out that the Pokemon is good? Say you play Scarlet Violet, you're like, wow, Tinkaton is really cool. I love Tinkaton. How do you find out if it's even good?
That is a great question. How do you find out if it's even good? Man, they really do. There is a level of this though where I do think it's inexcusable how they mask this, because like, now something that is like pretty viable, I guess, for like discerning this, I'm going on about like, I guess like the availability of information again, but like tournament organizers, and like I also see like I've seen I forget, Charlie Chizincha, he frequently posts usage stats, and I guess the Pokemon does post, but they post usage stats, right? At tournaments, and they like show them off a little bit.
Yeah, they, during their broadcast, will have percentages for how popular a Pokemon is for that tournament. So if 50% of people have Incineroar on their team, they'll have that stat. But that is specific to that tournament.
I don't know. Do you have a better idea than that? Like,
I would start to watch VGC. I would start to like Pokemon on their Twitch channel, and I don't know if they live stream on their YouTube actually, but at least on their Twitch, they almost every weekend there's like a regional tournament, and if not a regional, there will be like an international championship like NAIC, EUIC, or LAIC. And then, of course, at the end of the season, which is the end of August, there's the World Championships. But a brand new season, actually, the timing for this episode even, I think, is actually pretty good, because a new season, the 2026 season, just started. And so, yeah, I would just like watch people play the game. And the difference, I think, is like you might already even be watching VGC and on Twitch or whatever, but I think the difference is like hide chat and actually pay attention and listen to the commentators, and just like turn for turn, like pay attention to each of the moves that are happening on screen. And if something isn't happening live, there's so many people on YouTube or even live on Twitch doing playing VGC constantly. There's so many people. I think so. Wolfie VGC is obviously like the most well known in this space. If not, like Wolfie might even be the most well known fucking Pokemon guy on the internet.
No,
you don't think
me.
so? Oh, it's yeah. You're right.
It's me.
You're
Watch
right.
my videos.
You're right. I'm bowing.
Okay.
But
He probably is. Like,
yeah, I think so.
Like non-Pokemon people know who he is.
Non-Pokemon people know who Wolfie is, and that's the trick, I think. Or that's the tell.
Yeah, like
Wolfie is like, Wolfie has a couple of videos, I think, that are definitely like designated for teaching and learning, but most of his videos are for entertainment, and he has like a narrative and stuff, and he definitely like takes time during his videos to explain how he built his team, and then during the tournament itself he'll explain some of his decisions. But I think for the most part they're more like have a narrative and more for entertainment, less for you to learn. I think a better place for you to just like watch games and watch someone like talk about their decision making while they're playing is Cybertron VGC. And Aaron Cybertron Zhang has been like making VGC YouTube videos for years. He's a commentator. I think he's probably one of, if not the best person that you can watch right now, and learn so much from. And so that's definitely like, I think my biggest recommendation personally is if you want to just like watch someone play the game, and also I think most importantly have them kind of explain their thought process and why they're making the decisions they're making. Cybertron is excellent for that. So shout out Cybertron. That would be after, or like not after, in tandem with just watching games, watching streams or whatever. I would also watch his videos. And to me, that is a great exposure to the format and to the way of thinking, to the space that your brain needs to get to in order to start to like, because again, it's such a shift. If you're used to just playing these games normally and doing single battles, VGC is such a shift. You really need to like consider so many more things. And then beyond that, there's a lot of like in-game rules based on mechanics that I think you can learn. So like some of them that I just want to shout out quickly are like weather, terrain, speed control things like Tailwind and Trick Room, and then like each of the types, I'm pretty sure at least every single one of the types in the game has like a hidden like effect to the type. Like rock types get a special defense boost and a sandstorm, stuff like that. Like there are little mechanical things that you should learn.
Yeah, that's true.
And that these are things actually that maybe the games could be better at explaining, now that I think of it, is particularly like the hidden kind of buffs or things that each of the types can like has. I don't know, you might find an NPC in a random house in a random town who says, my Onyx seems stronger in a sandstorm, but like that's not anything. That's not, you know, that's like,
I actually know that.
Yeah, good.
I did not know that. I'm not using rock types. Well, I guess I'm using one, but
you're using your Hisuian Arcanine.
Yeah,
and so
okay.
now you know
Sandstorm team.
When you're playing against your Terraflying Tyranitar, your Arcanine has a special defense boost.
Terrifying Tyranitar has a special place in hell for my team.
Truly.
Anyway,
all of that.
Yeah, they need to not hide that information.
Yeah,
they need to not hide
and
like.
Yeah, there's a bunch of
a bunch of
rules
stuff
and a bunch of mechanics. Again, the weather, the terrains, especially. I'm still, because I for what it's worth, like
what does terrain do?
I didn't spend a ton of time in Generation 7. I didn't really, I don't know, mess with any of the tabus or anything. So I'm truly, the terrains as a mechanic is the thing that I'm like the weakest at, because I need to remind myself what each of them actually does. Like priority moves get turned off in a psychic terrain. I guess the grassy terrain is pretty easy. It just heals you every turn. Electric terrain.
That's not the no.
Oh, what else?
Did you?
What?
Grassy terrain actually it like weakens earthquake specifically.
It weakens ground moves. Yeah,
and
right.
It's just earthquake.
It's not all ground moves.
It's just earthquake.
I was under the impression that like if I used high horsepower in grassy terrain, it was doing less damage. That's crazy.
So certain they made it just the earthquake.
It's only earthquake.
Yeah. Godforsaken reason. I'm looking it up.
And I mean, I guess like contextually, maybe flavor wise, like some of this stuff can be intuitive, but for the most part, it super isn't. Another one is like you can't use powder moves like Spore in electric terrain. And then I don't see Misty terrain. I don't see the fairy type one very often. I really just see Psychic, Grass, and Electric for the most part. I don't even know what the deal is with the Misty terrain for fairy types. All of the terrains also like give a damage boost to the corresponding type for the terrain. Similar with weather, rain makes water moves better, sun makes fire moves better, so on and so forth. They even in Generation 9 they changed hail to snow, and now snow functions differently than hail has for the 7 generations that hail has existed in the series. So yeah, I would learn that stuff. I don't have a place for you to go to learn that stuff, but I don't know. Learn how all of those things work.
Yeah, like, I don't know. This is very, I guess, charitable of you. Like, I don't think I'm good at this, and I'm not talking about how to be good at this. Figure out how to win. Like, just, that's my advice, is figure out.
Should we have given the disclaimer at the top of the episode that we are not experts?
I mean, I said it, but it's also like I don't care. Like, I don't know.
Right.
I'm an expert on rational thought, perhaps. Like, it's just I'm very interested in this gap. Like yes. the gap specifically.
You describe it as a canyon, and that is really apt. Like, there is such a just a gap. I don't know. I don't have a better word. Like, it's a canyon.
It doesn't
there's so much information that you need to like learn and kind of. But I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't want to dissuade anybody from wanting to get into VGC. Like, I fear that we're making it sound daunting.
But it just exists. Like this is there's a very I think within the context of games as a whole. It's like saying, it's like I keep going back to Street Fighter. It's just like, it's my go-to thing. But it's like, you look at any number of games. It's like the game. It actually playing the game teaches you how to play the game. How crazy is that? And that Pokemon does not do that. Like, and I think this is like I'd further say, with the context of VGC being the way that it was in Gen 9 and Champions coming out, I think I can say with more evidence than ever, this is the way that you were supposed to play the game. If you were taking Pokemon to its highest heights, unless you are a speedrunner or shiny hunter, I guess, and I'm stretching with both of those, what they want you to do is fight it out in VGC, right? Like, that is the end state. That is the ultimate trainer, as it were, is the champion at VGC for whatever year. And the main gameplay loop does not revolve around that. I think that is fascinating. And it creates a social element that is extremely odd to when you compare Pokemon to other games, because like you can play like Smash casually. Like, that's probably like maybe the best example of this. Like, you can play Smash casually, but Smash is always Smash. Like, there's like you are always fighting. And I mean, I guess you could like argue it's like, oh, casual rule sets and stuff, but like the fundamental gameplay loop does not change. And I would say that like it is not, and that's the argument I'm making. I don't think it's an unfair argument to say that Pokemon, the primary experience is one gameplay loop, and as soon as you beat the game, you are told to interact with a different one. And you're like, oh, some of these tools are familiar. I recognize Incineroar. I know that guy. But now, and it's like, I think Incineroar, I mean, obviously we have to Incineroar has to be mentioned in some capacity, but I want to mention it in a different capacity than usual, because I know that like Incineroar is like the VGC Pokemon, but Incineroar is bad in singles. Incineroar is borderline bad in singles. Like, yeah, it has uses, but like the game is this difference is warping. The canyon of difference, I think, can be so like clearly visualized by it's like, and I can just say like we're talking about Incineroar, and it's like people, because it's like that's the Wolfie Pokemon, that's the VGC Pokemon. Probably just recently got Wolfie's Incineroar off of the mystery gift thing, but it's like, Incineroar is not fantastic in singles. I would not pick Incineroar for that. And it's because of this like completely warping set of priorities across these two games. Yeah, they're two different games. Like that's, but and they are so tangentially connected, and I think that is so weird. And it is. It makes VGC. It makes it inaccessible. I do think it makes it daunting because you buy the game. You are accustomed to a certain way of playing with a certain set of strengths, and then with say virtually no preface, you are now playing a different game. You can use those guys that you're used to, and you're probably good that you have the familiarity. It's like you probably know what Jumpluff is supposed to do. However, Jumpluff is in a completely different pool now with different strengths, weaknesses, predators, and prey. So yeah, Jumpluff is a big predator where I come from. I do think it's daunting. I don't think it's daunting in the way that like competitive Smash is daunting. It is daunting in the way that to master like I don't know, well, okay, there's two things. This is the other thing that I wanted to mention. First is like you're going from one game to another, but then I also want to introduce, because I have this written down where you have written down Wolfie and Cybertron. I want to propose the idea of the second gap, because no, I don't think that starting and learning how to play doubles is that big of a deal ultimately. And like I don't know, you were saying all that stuff. You want like I'm not. This isn't even advice. This is the crazy ridiculous way that I just click buttons. Like I click buttons, and then because I hate losing, and because losing makes me angry and rage and feel like shit, I don't know. This was just I don't know. It's like I don't know, like 6 or something. I was not allowed to play soccer because losing made me freak out. And instead of figuring out that problem, my mom said you're not allowed to play soccer because it is a federal fucking issue when you lose at soccer, and it's like we don't want to deal with that problem. However, in my old age of 20 something, I have been given the wisdom to engage with curiosity in my losses. This is not an easy thing to do, or a thing that feels good to do, but when I get my ass kicked, I think is the most productive thing to do. I never want to get my ass kicked again. What happened, and how can I not do that again? And I don't even know if that is good advice. It's just it's coping, okay? It's simply coping. But
I don't think so. I think it's very constructive to, instead of blaming circumstances outside of your control or like luck or whatever. I don't know. Like I think it is very good if you're trying to improve, whether you win or lose, to look at the game that you just played and consider like how else it could have played out if you made different decisions. So I think I don't think that's coping at all. I think like maybe it softens the blow in the moment, but I think overall it does lead to improvement.
Okay. Well, thank you for sparing my ego on that one. It's a rough cycle, though, I will say, of dealing with it like that. But the issue that ultimately occurs after my love for pressing buttons, I think a second gap appears, and I think that you can get it. Like you can like the first gap, the first gap of like, oh, we're going from singles to doubles. Like you can just like you can thug that out. Like I fully believe of just like you can just do it, get your ass kicked a bunch. If you don't like that, you can play like XD or you can watch somebody. But then I fully see like a second canyon for a variety of reasons in between. Like, oh, I know what's going on now. I know that Earth, like I'm using like I don't know, and like it's like a place where I am. I feel like I'm in the second gap now of like my favorite lead right now, and this is on a different team. This is on a rental team. Rental team. That's a pretty exciting concept that I just mentioned for the first time. Is a Garchomp and a Vivillon. And the Vivillon is a flying type. I like clicking Earthquake on the Garchomp. The Vivillon has Rage Powder for when Garchomp wants to use a boosting move. And they both have Protect for when I want to call out some boldness from my opponent. However, like anything beyond that, and like I don't know, like into the like mind games territory and like meta concepts, like No, I don't know what's going on. I don't. I struggle with leads and like planning multiple turns in advance and like creating a game state where I am in control rather than going back and forth. This, I think, is where Pokemon is the most limited and probably the most difficult, and where it is like full on, like, I don't know, full on evil, not evil, but like full on bad, daunting of like, yeah, you got a mountain in front of you, kid, because like, I don't know, it's like and even like we're playing VGC, but like it's casual play, right? Like to get to that next step is, I think there is so, and this is like, I don't know. I mean, this isn't it is Pokemon's fault, but it's like it's really, really hard. And even like within the community, I think it's frequently been noticed that there's so few educational resources that like go into this next step of like, you got the team built, you kind of know how your Pokemon work, but now there's like meta concepts in play. And education is a really, really hard thing. I like, especially it's like I would like consider this, just I've been ranting and raving about it recently. This is like similar to a realm of like scientific education. It is very, very difficult to communicate these processes and like actually like convey that in a way that makes sense, where regardless of like it's in your hands or like you get like a private tutor or something, like any of these things, these are complicated concepts, and it's a hard thing to teach. But like, I don't know, is that an excuse? No, like it shouldn't be, at least. Like, I don't know, we they think, I think science is important and people have figured out how to communicate that. Like, yes, this is a very tall ask to like communicate. Like now, like we're communicating, we're beyond Pokemon, we're like in these like competitive meta chess type concepts. Like, I think that's where the biggest and baddest gap is in Pokemon. Like you get to like the top of casual, now you have a mountain in front of you, is like my assessment of it. And like the videos are good, but like, I don't know, I kind of, at least right now, like I kind of feel like you have, like, I don't know, it feels like you might have a lifetime in front of you of like managing this, figuring out the way that people work. Like the stuff like you made me think, and I don't think you were really trying to do this, but like you really made me think with like Tailwind and Trick Room. It's like I don't know, like the paradox of like, I just click the damaging moves is like, why is Tailwind good? Why is Trick Room good? So like Tailwind just, it gives your side of the field a boost in speed. It's like, well, why is that good? That doesn't knock out the opponent's Pokemon. It's actually a turn taken away from me to set something up that might not even help me. And then like, I don't know, just like the spool keeps unraveling of like, what is actually good when it comes to winning? And what will help me win more is like, there's like a simple element to it of like, yes, knock the other guys out. But like when everyone is trying to do that, like, I don't know, it starts to get really, really complicated. And I mean, great teaching is a rare and powerful skill, like that is like just simply sought after, like I mean, regardless of any context, like this is really, really important stuff. And I don't know, there's much available, like just period, because not only do you have to like you have to get there for one, but then you have to be like an eloquent communicator also. Like these are just tall asks. And like especially, it's like, as we've been alluding to this entire time, I do not think that Pokemon is the most eloquent communicator, because they frequently hide the most basic of mechanics to begin with. And then it's like I don't know, like learning when you should like use Terra. Like, no, the game is never going to teach you that. Like, and you could argue it's like, oh, that's something that like the game is supposed, like, it's like, oh, you're supposed to learn that because it's like, it's a human interaction. And it's like, when am I going to call Terra against you? Like, we've entered the tennis thing, but still it's like, I don't know, like, I know this is hard, but like, you, if you want people to play, and it's like, I think that's the like there's the that's like the note on this, because it's like the like, you don't have to play. Like, nobody is saying that you have to play, but it's like, you want this community to exist. So like we want players, right? Like the game, the battle. And I think that's like a really important note. It's like the fight, if you will, like don't get your guys knocked out and knock out all their guys, is like nothing about that says that like we want players, we want accessibility. Like if you were going really hard about it, you'd probably want less people playing. But the idea, at least that I like imagine, and they're acting like this is the thing that they want, like a populated player base. It doesn't demand accessibility, but I guess it like begets accessibility.
Mm-hmm.
It's an implicit ask.
Mm-hmm.
Accessibility is a complicit ask of a community
Mm-hmm.
that wants to exist, right?
They definitely, I think, owe a lot to the content creators who have made it accessible kind of on their behalf, they being the Pokemon Company and Game Freak. Because like growth throughout the Scarlet and Violet generation, like they're seeing record attendance numbers where like the most people ever are going to official tournaments. So like it is not only they're not just hitting like the amount of people that they needed to for this game to exist and survive. They're actually like thriving in spite of all of what you just said and all of like the lack of education and eloquent communication and all that stuff. I think again, due in large part to content creators and
just community spaces also.
Yeah.
like I don't know, like would you put Limitless in there? Like
absolutely, I would put Limitless in there.
Even though it's like it's not a content creator,
but it is a
don't
place...
call me a content creator.
Limitless, absolutely. I was going to mention this later, but you mentioned it now. Limitless is a place where you can play tournaments against other people, and I'm literally looking at the website right now, and there are 3 tournaments in progress, and then it shows a whole bunch of tournaments happening over the next week, the next 7 days, and you can just make an account and register, and it's super easy. But yeah, you had mentioned the second gap, and I think like you're absolutely right. And like once you start playing, then you have a bit more context for like actually the sheer amount of things that you're supposed to be paying attention to, and you realize things that you weren't really paying attention to before, and then you learn to, and you realize how like important that stuff is. And speed control is a big one of those. But there's a myriad of things. And then I think too, you can get into like very specific interactions that are like meta dependent and opponent dependent, I guess. Like I'm using a rental team right now. It's a Trick Room team, and it has an Iron Ball Urshifu on the team to make Urshifu slower, so that in Trick Room, where the speed is reversed, the Urshifu will move faster. And specifically, the stats of this Urshifu are tuned such that it can outspeed Blood Moon Ursaluna, and I think also just like regular Ursaluna. But it's ordinarily like I would never think to put the item Iron Ball. I think of that as a useless item or sometimes a funny fling item, right? Yeah. I would never think to put an Iron Ball on my Urshifu. I would put a Choice Band or a Choice Scarf or whatever on my Urshifu 100% of the time. Or, you know, if it's Rapid Strike to make its water move better, I would maybe give it like a Mystic Water or something like that. Iron Ball would never have even come near my mind for like an idea like, oh, maybe if I give Urshifu an Iron Ball, it can move slow enough in Trick Room so that in Trick Room it can outspeed Ursaluna, which is a major threat in the meta. Like this is kind of what we're getting into, I think, with the second gap, is like kind of like specific stuff where you really need to kind of know what's going on and have your finger on the pulse of like the game at the moment. And that's the other thing, is the game Melee has been the same video game for 20 plus years. The format for VGC changes every few months and adds a bunch of new Pokemon or takes away a bunch of Pokemon, and you got to like kind of relearn that format and build a team specific to that format, and it's constantly changing, and you constantly have to kind of relearn and reacquaint yourself. And Regulation J, even starting now, like Pokemon like Darkrai are usable for the first time in a VGC setting. And so people are experimenting with that and learning about what Darkrai could do, the potential of it or whatever, along with like a whole bunch of other mythical Pokemon, which is exciting to keep the game fresh if you're very in tune with it. But I also think there's something to be said about a meta existing for a long time. And Melee, I think, is such a beautiful example where, like, just in the last year or so, Luigi and Donkey Kong have been getting like high tournament placements. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're not a Smash Bros podcast.
Well, I could talk about UMSA all day.
Yeah, we'll do a bonus episode one of these days.
I mean, and then like it's not just like specific things either. The specific things then interact. Like like the I feel like there was like an implicit with your Urshifu Iron Ball story.
Mhm.
Like, not only, yes, it's like it's fast and now it's good, but like, I mean, and it's like I'm taking this as somebody who's like, I don't know, I guess just like sussing it out at the same time.
Mhm.
Like, you telling me that makes me think that like, oh, not only like it wasn't just that somebody reasoned that was good. Somebody reasoned, or somebody discovered that beats something else.
Yes.
Like that's better than something else, and it rock paper scissors favorably against one or maybe many other things.
Totally.
So there's like, I don't know, there's now that there is an ecosystem of specific interactions, and you combine them in certain ways, and then there is like skill ceilings for all of these things, and then
Mhm.
like piloting on top of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, like the second gap is vast
Mhm.
for sure.
I think maybe the simplest way to describe the second gap, before maybe we want to move on to the next point that we have, is like, I think most people who play Pokemon games are at least familiar with like weather and the idea of like a rain team and a sun team, and then how those, if you're playing a game against someone, say I'm using a rain team, you're using a sun team, the weather control becomes a battle within the battle. You know what I mean? Like,
that will
like we're trying to do damage to each other's Pokemon. We're both trying to win, but there's almost this like side quest during our game of one of us trying to just like have control of our desirable weather. It's a similar thing with the speed control thing of like Tailwind versus Trick Room or whatever, but
I've never thought about it like that before. I guess, I mean, the side quests are what makes I don't know, I mean, both like such a thrilling game, but also like really, really hard to step up to at a high level. There are many little games to be played along the way. Credit where credit is due. There is a lot that is like, I guess even just not even like in our lifetime, but like I'll say like in the last 5 years, where it's like the gap has shrunk, and not just in like oh, here's how you play. Here's more about how you get into VGC, because that's not my job or what I'm actually telling you to do. Do whatever you want, but like, I guess realism, I suppose, about like it's easier. At least like there is so many things like okay, so we mentioned Limitless. There's so many more places to play, and there are so many more resources to get started, because famously, and the issue, I guess, in like, let's say like pre-Gen 6, getting started, you and in like you're because like you read about it or something, I don't know, or you play somebody and it's like, oh, I actually need Pokemon that are good. In Gens 3, 4, and 5, this will take you months if you're a normal person, right? Like, I've got 3 Pokemon, let's say 5, from playing Emerald for hundreds of hours at this point, and I have 5. I have 5 Pokemon that I think would be good, like that are usable, and they were still will require tweaking because I built them for the Battle Frontier, which requires its own use cases. But like, no, that's ridiculous. I would say, how long did it take you to make your team for Scarlet and Violet?
Less than an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say less than an hour.
Mhm.
Also, full 6. We were both ready to hop into games. We started playing. It was less than an hour.
And
Right?
I feel like I should give the caveat at least that is like with playing the game, like still actively, like that is from like over, like since the game released in 2022, like playing Terra raids, roaming around Paldea, like picking up items on the ground, like all of that accumulates to me having the resources to be able to build a team in a short amount of time, where like I'm a Blissey will make a video about needing to build a team but they are starting from scratch completely.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I would give it the caveat that it's like we're playing a game that we actually like.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, it's like you engage. That's the difference, though. Is I don't know. It's like I appreciate that argument, and I think it's like a good point that they're making in those.
Mhm.
But like, I do think it's like slightly disingenuous
Mhm.
of like, because it's like I like Pokemon, so I played it.
Mhm.
And then they did the nice thing of giving me all the stuff that I needed to play it more just by
Mhm.
playing it. How cool is that? And that's the main difference between like Gen 9 and Gen 3 is like I finished Gen 3, I get to the end of the game and it's like, okay, like maybe if I did a really good job, I can maybe use these Pokemon at the Battle Frontier, but it's not
Mhm.
going to go well. And I'm going to have to build this stuff from scratch. But like, I think Gen 9 has like, I mean, just until like afterwards, it's like they have gradually itemized everything. So like all of your various assets are on items that they give to you frequently over the course of the game, and even stuff like XP is now been itemized. Um, so like I don't know. I guess it's like sort of a major caveat, but like I don't know. Did you think it was work to beat Scarlet and Violet or any Pokemon game? Like.
No. I think Blissey does make a great point whenever they make those kind of videos, is like, or at least if it's not a point, it's at least a question, is like, if you do just want to like participate, if you just want to like do fights, should you need to like beat the game? So like you right now, you have your brand new Violet save that you just started, and you're already able to like do VGC battles on that save, but you have also acquired the Pokemon that you're using from another save, and that was like another like full playthrough that you did. So like I guess I'm wondering, like, I don't know what their way around this would be in the main series games, other than the with Champions on the horizon. I think Champions is sort of the fix to this question.
I don't think it's going to be. I mean, it's like they're not going to give you the Pokemon on Champions, are they?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, is that how it works? I thought you had to bring them in. Like, I thought you had to use your guys.
You can do both. So you're going to be able to bring in your own guys through Pokemon Home, and built into Champions, they're going to have rentals basically. And then there's going to be some sort of in-game currency in Champions for you to effectively like own the rental and then be able to change aspects of it to make it your own.
Oh, I had no idea of that last part, because like,
Right.
Scarlet
It's
and
like-
Violet sort of work like that.
Totally, yeah. But Champions, I think, is actually going to be a hell of a lot closer to Showdown than I certainly thought it was going to be. The only
Yeah,
thing is like
same, I guess.
you're not going to be able to do every single action, or you're not going to be able to just like build something totally for free. They still want you to engage with Champions in order to get some amount of this, again, in-game currency in order to get your guys, but you will still be able to transfer in your Pokemon through Home. But that's a little bit of an aside about Champions. But it I guess all of that to say, I don't know, like you and I did play through Scarlet and Violet.
Because we
And
like it.
and
Like,
and we had a pretty good time with those games,
Like-
and they have given me, at least, and I think a lot of other people, a good enough reason with the Terror Raid battles to keep coming back to the game every so often. And the Terror Raid battles also give you things that are useful if you want to build a Pokemon for competitive. So again, all of this to say, when I did finally decide to build some Pokemon for VGC, and I built Pokemon for Terror Raids and whatever, so like EV trained them, gotten them to level 100, whatever. So I have done that, and so when it finally came time for me to build Pokemon for VGC, I had all of those resources. Another caveat, I think, being the item printer in the DLC is like extremely useful, but it is a DLC thing behind a paywall. But it is extremely useful for getting items quickly and relatively cheaply for team building purposes. And that's kind of where we're trying to get with this, at least, is like team building and making your own Pokemon in game is the easiest it's ever been in Scarlet and Violet. I think, like, without a doubt. But it isn't as, I don't know, seamless as just like building a team on Showdown in 5 minutes.
I'm very conflicted about this, honestly, because I think that it's just how a game works, where you get rewarded for engaging with it. And that's like on its face what's happening. But also, I've been saying this the entire time, are these even the same gameplay loop? And they're not.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that at least falls partially flat in like it's like, yeah, it's cool that they gave me everything I needed, like, just by like liking it normally. And it's like, I wouldn't consider that work. I don't think that you would consider that work. But like, there are 2 games here, and yeah, you're totally right that some people just want to play the second game, and it kind of sucks that you have to play the first game to play the second game. And if you are lucky and want to play both games, then it's like, oh, well, perfect. Like, we're just going to give you everything you need for the second game. Just play the first game that you already wanted to play.
Like, if I can kind of give you an analog, you play Street Fighter 6, correct?
Yeah, that's the one
I'm
on every now and then. And
before you go online to play against other people, do you have to play through and beat the story mode of Street Fighter 6?
No. Yeah, I don't know why I said because like I'm trying to remember if I even touched it. I think I started it. No, the answer is no. For many of these things, no.
So then
maybe Smash should be like a more analytical analog for this. But yes, you're absolutely right. You just start playing
Smash because you have to like unlock the characters, you mean?
Yeah, and that's like maybe even better because it's like that happens, like, I think playing online, or like playing, like you do what you're supposed to, like in Melee, and you'll just get the characters. And so like and I was doing that with my friends recently. It was like, I just set up a Wii in my main room, we just started playing, and we're doing what we want to do, and this is like the end result also. And then it's like just a few games later, it's like, oh, like, you're gonna fight Marth now because it's a new save, and now you get Marth. And
but then in a competitive setting, if you were to go to a Melee local, all of the characters are already going to be unlocked on somebody's save of the game. So I think that's the idea with competitive Pokemon, and particularly with like the argument that I think is frankly a non-argument, but whatever. For hacking, people get, I don't know that it really happens much anymore, honestly, but at least like a few years ago, people got really up in arms.
They're everywhere. Or, not everywhere, but it's like they're loud, I guess.
I don't know.
Silent majority does not give a shit, but
people get really up in arms about hacking in Pokemon for the sake of using them in VGC.
I don't.
And like it's
so
just
dumb.
you're just making the fighting game character available to you without putting in the many hours to unlock it effectively. That's all that's happening.
We should do a video about that, or an episode. Like I don't know, like the there's like a whole culture there. It's like, I saw that just the other day. It was like, I was like, oh my god, just shut up. And because somebody was like asking us, I don't know, like they're asking, I think it was like cloning or something, and it's like, will it be legit? And they're like, And their first comment, like somebody replied immediately, nothing that you make will ever be legit. It will be legal, in quotes. Then like you can use it, but it will never be legit. Like, okay, well,
I think there's a
shut up.
disconnect. There's like a pride thing for like the collectors who like I kind of like feel like a collector in that sense.
Just be prideful. Just be like, but it's like the thing that you're collecting is data. And you can copy it.
Totally.
I'm sorry, freaks, but the data was copied.
Totally. But there is this disconnect of people feeling proud of the guy that they earned and spent the time to earn, right? They're like, I spent, I don't know, 30 hours of my life getting this one guy. And then another person is like, I created it in 0.2 seconds to use to battle. And like,
I feel like...
They're just 4 different things.
Yeah.
And anyway, people get very up in arms about.
I think you would be delighted to know that Verlicify still makes like Wolfie cheater content.
Yes, still like, making those videos. Yeah, that's so funny.
It is like groundbreaking new evidence on the Wolfie cheater allegations. Like, all right, Wolfie's pretty good at Pokemon. Why don't you just shut off now? Like, it's like. I mean, it's like you said, it's like completely two different things, but it's
just 2 different ways to like engage with the game anyway.
Yeah, but so, which is still relevant. Like it is again, and why that is like a relevant argument that you brought up is like, again, is because why do they have 2 gameplay loops? Like it's interesting that a single game has 2 pushed gameplay loops.
I think in their ideal world, the idea that they're trying to sell you on in Pokemon is that you catch and raise your own guy and then you use it to play against other people to become the Pokemon master. But unfortunately, the Quaxley that I chose at the start of Pokemon Scarlet is not going to pair up super well.
It's never going to win against
Extreme Speed Arceus.
What the hell were you thinking, Quaxley? What the hell were you thinking?
So
being that way.
But I don't know, they again, to the point of them making things easier than ever, like I also no longer have to breed for a 5 IV guy anymore. I can, that if I wanted to use that same Quaxley, I could just use a couple of items to change around some stuff, and all of a sudden it is a 5 IV Moxie, max attack, max speed Menace. And that's great, because that's my starter still. Like the identity of that Pokemon is the same. I just basically got to use some items to like adjust some of its stats, but that's still my starter. But now it is like at a point where it can actually compete. But I think another like gap in knowledge, I think, is like even like people kind of knowing to need to do that in order to compete. It's almost like in Unite. Yeah,
I mean,
Unite feels similar. Where like, sorry,
EV spreads. Like, it's a whole own nightmare. And you like, I look at EV spreads on like teams that like won tournaments, and I'm like, why do you have 104 special defense? Like, I know that there's a reason. Yeah. Like, I know that there is some matchup that you did, but like, I can't just look at that number and with my like semi-knowing, like, why does it have 104 special defense?
Right.
Like, it's just like
that is to
like, what does that do?
Yeah. That's to live some range from some attack from some Pokemon that player knows specifically, intimately, like, totally
intimate knowledge.
Yeah,
that I don't have, so I'm just 252. Let's do it.
Yeah, and I think like something else, I guess, and maybe this is something that as a person improves, if they decide to get deeper into VGC, like they could start to dive into the EV spreads of their Pokemon and even their IV spreads. Like for some reason, some Pokemon will have like a speed IV of like 28 instead of 31, just to be a little, just be like 1 speed point faster in Trick Room. Like there's such like specifics. You know what I mean? And so like having your Pokemon and having its 4 moves and choosing its ability and giving it a held item, all of that is not even scratching the surface to like the amount of customization that you can do.
Well, yeah, at least you can do it, I guess, is... Because, I mean,
Yeah.
that's back into, like EV spreads are, like, ultimately meta concepts,
Yeah.
I assume. Like, at least you can do it. Like,
Yeah.
at least you can do it easily now.
Yeah.
I didn't have
And-
to do any battling in the EV training that I did most recently. I just gave them the medicine. They finally took that cap away, and so I was just like, what is it? Arcanine was ready in, like, 3 minutes. I just spammed the EVs the way I wanted them. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
you can do it, is the point.
Yeah, a site like Pokemon Showdown gives you the sliders to just like adjust EVs and IVs and stuff on the fly. The graph, the like hexagon graph that's in game for Scarlet and Violet,
It's okay.
I hate it.
Oh, you hate it. I like looking at it. I'm like, yes, my, and it'll tell you when you're like maxed out and stuff. Is like I have Sparkles on max attack. Huh.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't think it actually does a great job of like numbers wise.
Okay.
It will tell
This
you
guy
like
hates data visualization.
Well, but that's the thing is like it's not actually telling me anything.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad chart, but like it's cool.
And in a game where like specific numbers actually matter, I kind of need this chart. Like if you're gonna make the chart, at least make it useful.
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess it really only tells you when you're at 252. Like,
it tells you when you're maxed out, yeah, and then it's the only number it shows is the actual like stat number, but it doesn't actually give you a number for an amount of EVs or an amount of IVs. Even for IVs, they say like if you're 31, it says best. If you're at 29, it says fantastic.
Yeah, what's the difference between best and fantastic, or like outstanding and fantastic?
Sure,
like,
yeah, like I would actually like to know if this number is a 26 or a 29, and you're just telling me, you're giving me a word, so I have a range. I have a range, but that's not good enough. Anyway, I think that also will be remedied in Champions.
For defending it. I'm sorry I ever defended it.
Because I don't know, the thing I think I empathize presentationally with Game Freak and with Pokemon because they still want to like maintain the magic of it. You know what I mean? They don't want it to boil down to numbers. But competitive when you're playing VGC, that's kind of what it is. That's what it has to be. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, just turn the numbers on, please.
Exactly. And like at the end of the game, when you like beat the game in the PC, you get the judge function to be able to see what your Pokemon's IVs are. That's what those words are on the stat screen. So
the best speed.
They're doing that after you beat the game, where then the point would be to, I think in their mind, to play against other people or build Pokemon for Terra raids, whatever. At that point, when you're adding the judge function, let me see the numbers.
I mean, yeah, at that point, it's layered obfuscation. It's pretty silly.
Something. Okay, so we've mentioned rental teams, but I think these are actually
rentals are crazy.
These are one of the greatest additions to the series. Like,
yeah,
full stop.
I don't think that they're like appreciate just how good rental teams is. Like, I wasn't even appreciating them, and I was like. I mean, I'll can I demo the concept with my own experience?
Please.
Recently, it was just I saw a team on Limitless I thought was really awesome, and Talonflame and Alola Ninetales on it. I said out loud, "That's really awesome." I got the rental code, and now I'm playing it like it's my own team. Like they'll just let you take it on the ladder. There's the tiniest bit of restrictions on these teams, and like sometimes people might choose not to share the teams that they're using. For like the hiding EVs and IVs purposes, but like for official play, you have to bring actual Pokemon. But like, even on the ladder, which is like real competition with real people, real ranks, you can just download a team essentially. And I've been racking it up with Talonflame, Ninetales. This is where Vivillon and Garchomp went, but it was like just a couple minutes, and I'm on there like. What a blessing. What a gift. Like really, what a gift. Like yeah.
They make it so that you can choose a character effectively and just start playing. And the rental teams, I think, are the first time that that allegory or that analog, whatever, of just like picking up a fighting game, choosing a character, and then playing is actually feasible in Pokemon in the official games. Again, not on Showdown, but you could also use PokePaste to copy a team and then also use it in Showdown. Because I think another thing about competitive Pokemon is there are people who don't even own a Switch that like to play it primarily on Showdown, and they're going to be able to play Champions on their phone. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, damn.
So I think VGC is, with the advent of Champions, going to be the biggest it's ever been. It's going to be the most popular. It's going to be the most accessible. Buckle up.
I see people like ask about it for old gens now, because it's like, yeah, it's like I did that stuff with, played in that cup with Papa C, and I saw a lot of comments on that video. It's like, where do you even do this? Like, how the hell did you find 20 something people to play Gen 3 with you? And it's like, this is a problem. this is a dinosaur problem, I fear. It's like you can just play everywhere now with in like current VGC. And that's how it's probably gonna stay. Because it's like, I don't know. Have you done anything besides ladder yet?
No, like I know that you're in a league and like you participated in a tournament, and then also you're going to locals and stuff. But here, unfortunately, I don't have anything locally like that. Like my local game store has Wednesday night Pokemon cards at least, but no VGC, unfortunately. So really my only option for where I live is to play online, but I could, if I wanted to get in a tournament, I could go on Limitless and register for one.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you really just hop in. And yeah, I've like been, I mean, the weekly in person, I do think that at least right now in many places is rarer, because it is sort of a tall ask. Like it's in like a lot of the ease of this play does revolve around like essentially like having immediate internet access, and that's been like a small, like every time I've gone to the weekly, it's like somebody's job to set up the hotspot so we can actually get on rental teams if we're just gonna play for fun, or like get something off of Pokemon Home, for instance. Like you can't do these updates really quickly, but I mean, and then like I have been in this I've recently been a part of the Hatterene League, which is like a VGC thing for femmes, which is really cool. Yeah, hell yeah. And I mean, it's just like it's like a Discord server type of thing. Like you just hop in, like you just play, and you just, it's like I don't know, it's like the I mean, this is not like novel or crazy. I mean, like Halo has been doing this, for instance, for like, I don't know, essentially as long as I have been alive. But like, it's nice that Pokemon is finally there, where it's just like, oh, it's like I am in a chat room. I am now playing a tournament. I am now in like a best of threes, like round robin style play. Like, we made it. We made it, girlies. Like we're actually playing Pokemon, and that was, I've only done one game with them, and I mean it was like a learners tournament. But yeah, it was so easy, and just it got me and a bunch of other people really excited for the game. You don't even need something like that. Like it's just like I mean there's like different permissions and stuff on Limitless, but like they're just like you just click on it and then like you should be in a thing relatively soon for all sorts of levels. And it was all on cartridge also. It's like, I mean, like I think usually that is the case. I don't know that for sure, but like it's like you want to play like,
I'm seeing a healthy mix of cartridge and Showdown. But yeah, sure. there's a lot of cartridge.
Yeah, a lot of cartridge. And so yeah, it wasn't like right now, like my team is Reg H, which is like the thing, but the ladder is on Reg J. So this was like especially helpful because I don't have guys to deal with all the nonsense running around on Reg J. But everybody was playing H and learned a lot about H.
Hmm.
I do think that just like, I mean, it wasn't even like we were like playing for keeps or anything, but it was like probably the strongest learning thing for me is like, and like you can, I think you can take that plunge now easier than ever with like going to a regional or something. Like, yes, that is a pretty big investment, and it might not be fun traveling to wherever to go 0-2 when you're trying to figure out how this works.
Hmm.
But like a low stakes online tournament where you can like actually talk to people. You can still actually talk to people and like get a sense of like what other people are doing team building wise is like, I don't know, I guess the thing that has been the most helpful for me. And but it's also like probably because I think, and this is something that I wanted to mention at least once before the end, is like the power in this is doing it with other people. I think it is so odd how like, especially like the emphasis on like ladder, and like it is desocializing in many ways. Like, or not, I don't know if it's not even isolating, but it's like you, there is like a sense of isolation, I think, to this in some regards, which I'm having like a hard time putting like an exact finger on, but like probably the thing that I have seen like be the best for other people is like, I don't know, learning at the same time as someone else.
Hmm.
And that goes for most things. Like, you're gonna be into this thing that your friend is also into, who is into it because you're into it. I think that's just kind of how people work. Like, that's just human psychology, I guess. But like, it's weird that like, I don't know, it does feel sort of contrary to that with this, of like, because I don't know, because of the gap, and it's like, oh, other people don't want to do the gap with me, and then like they're not with me because they're on the other side of the gap, and like I'm struggling to catch up with that. So like relativistic skill levels, I guess, are really really important for this. So just hopping in is like ultimately, I guess, not necessarily guaranteed, but like I
I,
guess could make that happen.
yeah,
It's the highest probability.
I think you could definitely like find a rental with a Pokemon or two on the team that you like, and then jump on the in-game ladder because there are other people at a similar skill level to you already in game, probably playing. Uh, I mean, you're gonna get a mix actually at the lower ranks in game. You're gonna get people bringing their in-game team of 6 that they played through the story with, or you're gonna find other people who just got a rental just like you, and they're just like you, probably not going to know how to use that team yet, but I don't know, at least you're in the car, you're on the road, you're putting your hours in, and you're learning, and that's the best. I have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to keep playing VGC?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's fun. I mean,
Are you gonna like ladder? Are you just gonna play like at your weekly?
I don't know. I don't think I necessarily. I don't know. I don't know if I have to know right now. I mean, I guess. I guess I could go to a regional or something.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to get at is like, how invested are you in VGC right now? Like, how much do you want to
Well,
improve?
I mean, you know, I'm a lot like Silver from Gold and Silver.
I thought you were gonna
Who
say from Sonic the Hedgehog. Anyway.
I'm much like him too, but I really admire how Silver loves winning and hates losing, and I think that's a pretty positive character trait that he has. And it's like, I don't know, it is like, I will like, it's weird because it's like, and I like say it's like, oh, like I hate to admit it, but it is fun, and it like I it is fun, but it's like I do think it can be pretty demonizing. Like for real, like these gaps are very very real, and I think that some people like either need to find it or like step up in the community or like with the game itself, and like, I don't know, make some of these like meta concepts work a little bit better. But um it certainly feels good to figure it out, and that's like, I don't know, it just, I I don't know. I guess it's just it's a second gameplay loop. I have discovered that I liked it.
Mhm.
I like this game too. It's another way to use Pokemon.
Mhm.
I can get invested in this 6 just the same way I can get invested in that 6. I don't know. Maybe a regional is in my future or something.
Mhm.
We'll see. I don't have any tournament points yet. We haven't. Um, we have not been like running like I don't know. There's like some. It's not like politics, but there's like some logistic stuff you have to do to like get a league recognized for tournament points. And I think we have met the criteria for it, but is still like I don't know. Like it's just the store's first time doing this, so like right like we kind of just play like right
Mhm.
now, and um. But yeah, I think I don't know. I want to like. I'm not like starving for competition in this. I have a lot going on, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
is a fair way to put it. But yeah, it's like um I think it's been something and really bear with me here, folks. Bear like don't consider my incredibly dark past when you consider me now, because I am a changed person. But something when I was freaking out at League of Legends every night when I was in middle school and high school, which is just a bad time in my life. But something that really like set me straight about it, and then like other games also. I don't remember what this guy's name was. He was like some YouTuber who made videos about it. But he's like, I know you want to win, but it's like, do you have to win right now? Like winning takes a while, maybe. And I was like, that's true. Like there's like why am I like upset that I'm not like I mean I guess I want to get like the prize or whatever, because I still play a little bit of TFT. I'm sorry, folks, but like I want to get the prize that they give you for getting gold by the end of the season. But it's also like it's a long time. It's like I don't know, like if you want to be good at the game, do you have to do it right now? And like I don't know, I think about that like frequently, and it's also been this like every loss is very elevating in that way, because like I'm like all part of my master plan to ultimately get better at this game. I will eventually maybe be okay at this if I don't know, like every drop of rain is taken seriously. So
Mhm.
yes, but someday,
Mhm.
and that's I think fair enough. I don't know if it would be any better if I tried to shotgun it, and I don't want to, but
Mhm.
like I have with some things, just like immediate gratification on it. But this very much feels like something that I can like get constant joy out of,
Mhm.
and slowly, I don't know, test my metal. Let's
Mhm.
see.
Yeah, I think I feel similarly. Mostly, I think I'm glad that I've at least like dipped a toe into VGC and like and playing it a little bit on like the Scarlet Violet ladder and stuff. Mostly because I feel like now when I watch a VGC game live on like a stream or something, I feel like I can actually I can understand what's happening much better. So I can follow the game more, and then I just like have I don't know, I just have a better time watching,
Yeah, that's really good.
understanding the decisions that both of the players are making. It's like knowing the rules of a sport when you're watching it is you're gonna enjoy watching that sport a lot more, because you're gonna actually be able to follow what's happening and why things are happening and all this stuff.
It's
And
like
then
rich
particularly
excitement.
for like, sorry,
It's just such a rich excitement. Like even if you don't
yeah,
play, like if you
totally.
know what's going on,
Mhm.
it's like wow, they don't even know how high stakes this is, how
Mhm.
crazy this game is.
Mhm. Yeah, and so that it's made just watching VGC more enjoyable. But also like I think just like you and I will play a game here and there. My friend who asked me for some help, him and I will play a game here and there. And I think again, like friends of mine who I know, like either they know Wolfie or whatever, like but maybe don't have a Switch. I think they're probably gonna like try Champions when it comes out, because they can just again get it on their phone. And like I think it's gonna be fun, me having a cursory understanding of how VGC works, like introducing them to VGC, and then just getting more people to play and engage with Pokemon in this specific way. Because it is a lot of fun. I think I was surprised, actually, once I started playing VGC. I was really surprised at how much fun it was, which might sound crazy, but I don't know. I was just really enjoying it.
I hate to say how much fun it is.
So, I don't know. I would argue give VGC a try if you've been thinking about it. Maybe you haven't been thinking about it, but you like Pokemon. And yeah, let us know. Report back how in your VGC endeavors. We'd love to hear.
I could go either way. I think there's a real argument like against getting into it of like the gaps that we keep going on about.
Yeah.
And,
well, I feel like
I would be willing to hear someone out. I would really be willing to hear out a particularly idealistic person taking a stand against this as a form of competition worth investing in because they purposefully hide information. I think that is a really salient point as to like this is a game construct that like maybe shouldn't be engaged with, because the game is like, this isn't like Dark Souls, like being like oh, it's an even grander challenge because your opponent can cheat and you can't. But like they're like hiding things that you have to go and find out, and I will always agree that is frustrating. And like, and just the obfuscation that occurs in this game is like, I don't know, it's part of the reason why I'm like, oh, I hate to say it, but it is fun. It's like, you know, they hid all that stuff from me, and I really don't like that they hide random bullshit like snow makes ice types have 1.5 defense. Something that you should know if you're ever going to play a snow team. They'll never tell you, though. And it just makes me frustrated. It's like, okay, like, how dare your game be fun? And you, like, I don't know, it's like when you hide information like that, is that not like direct, it's gatekeeping? Like, I know that that's not the intended function, but the in practicum function is like, that's gatekeeping. Like that is ultimately like rejection of your community. It's like the same thing with the IV. It's like, oh, Arcanine is best. Well, but mine is fantastic. What the hell? Like, like this ultimately feels as gatekeeping. Like I know and I understand and agree with your point about it, but it's like, and I'm very idealistic. Yes. I say it in you when Bob Belcher says it's the principle of the thing. I say it in unison alongside him. But like, strategy game is information. Like it's a strategy game. It's information. Like there is no like reflex time. There's no physical element to Pokemon. Why do they hide the information? I guess, I mean, it's like, yes, like you should like yes, it is fun, but also like it's like I don't know. I have like I'm willing to hear somebody out if they would like take a stance against it for that reason, because so many other games are so nice and just about like posting the frame data or something about like, it's like we want you to play our game and do well, like, and it's a strategy game, so we want all the information. Here it is. It's a frustration. It's not a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker. I'm not saying it's a deal breaker. It's just like, why do you do these things when I love you so much? Why do you still do these things? But whatever. I
think Champions is going to alleviate some of your frustration.
I hope
not
so.
all of it.
I assume.
Like I don't think Champions is going to explain that ice types get a defense buff in snow, but I think they might even be completely doing away with IVs, for instance. So
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting little closer out here. We actually got, I believe, is our first time in this way, like getting. Yeah, we got some listener mail, and you too, because I mean, like, I don't know, I don't have a tongue going on, but I like stuff like this. You too can write us a question, or really just whatever, on the email. petalburgpod@gmail.com. You can email us questions, comments, concerns, content about the show, whatever you want. We got some listener mail from Noah, And this is a while ago, actually. Sorry we didn't read your question sooner, Noah, but I saved it specifically because we were talking about it on this episode. But Noah wrote to us, I wanted to ask a question I've been pondering to some fellas much more informed than myself. Thank you, Noah. The confirmation that champions will be taking over VGC, do you think we could see a move back towards a single-player focus for mainline Pokemon games? Could we even see, perhaps, a battle tower? It seems a logical thing to me, but maybe it's just wishful thinking. I love this question. Capreo, your thoughts?
Noah, thanks for the question. I share the wishful thinking with you because I would love to see a return of the battle tower and other like post-game battle facilities and things like that. I think like Legend ZA looks like there is some sort of facility, but I don't know if it is like purely for story purposes or if it is actually going to have some post-game content. I guess that remains to be seen. If it does, let's assume it does. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it does. That's going to make me extremely optimistic that the single-player focused games are going forward going to have something similar to the Battle Tower again, because the competitive thing is going to be happening in Champions, such that I don't even think the next like Generation 10 mainline Pokemon game is even going to have like a battle stadium menu the way Scarlet and Violet do. I think it's only going to be in Champions going forward. I think Champions is purely going to be for battling, like completely remove the need for the mainline games to even have it as an option. I think you're still going to be able to like battle against your friends and stuff, but at least online for a ranked ladder, I think that's all going to happen in Champions. So, to answer your question, yes, I shared the wishful thinking with you. I'm optimistic that actually some sort of post-game battle facility is going to return, and I think it's first going to happen in ZA in like less than a month. Droomish, what do you think?
That was way deeper than I thought. I mean, I don't even think it's wishful. I just think the answer to your question is yes, but the unfortunate monkey paw of it is I think your game that you're getting is Legends. Like, your single player focus just is Legends, regardless of what it is. Yeah, we're getting the single player focus back. It's a different game, and it's called Pokemon Legends. I don't know, I guess that's the unwishful. It's the I don't know, it's not Doomer, it's a damn Pokemon game. It's the pessimism, I suppose, to it. Like, yeah, that's happening because, like, we get, I guess, I don't know. I mean, I think Gen 10, just like Ben 10. Yeah, my mind is beautiful, I think. I don't know. It's very unclear what it is going to look like, but I do think that your single player experience is Legend ZA, and really Legend ZA looks like that. Like, yeah, a game could have a battle tower, but this like dedicated single player focus, I think they are. Arceus made me think that they are aware that this is like something that people really, really want as a standalone. But I think it's just going to continue to be these separate packages because they like making more games rather than just one game that has multiple things in it. They like it when you buy several games at a time rather than just the one that has several games inside of it. So that's what I think.
With another Nintendo game, Donkey Kong Bonanza, that just received DLC that effectively is like to prolong like the amount of time you can spend playing that game is just like a repeatable roguelike even format mode. I could see Game Freak doing effectively something similar where like the DLC for Generation 10 includes a battle tower that would effectively just be like the infinitely replayable thing. And I think they're going to maintain like the social replayable things of like some sort of raid, I think is also going to be in Generation 10. But I think, I don't know.
highly likely.
Yeah, but I'm optimistic that like the battle tower type thing is going to make a return. I'm also like, another thing actually with ZA is like they're bringing Battle Royale back. It's going to be like real time because that's how the battle system works in ZA, but they're bringing 4-player Battle Royale back. So like it's not like they've totally forgotten about these like auxiliary game modes or whatever for new Pokemon games. It was definitely a bummer for Scarlet and Violet to have like nothing. Even like the Elite Four.
Go play online, folks.
Yeah, play
It's time for
online
some
or
VGC.
Shiny Hunt or do Terra Raids or something. Those are really your only 3 options.
Go play a different Pokemon game, maybe.
Yeah, go back to Emerald and do the Battle Tower or the Factory or something. But I would actually love to see like facilities make a return. And again, I think the Factory, if they were to ever do the Factory again, I think that would be super sick.
It is genius. Like, God forbid it's DLC, but yeah, it probably would be. I mean, it would be good.
I think the monkey paw there is that I think it any post game replayable thing at this point for a modern Pokemon game is going to be an additional $40 or whatever. I'm
gonna eat it right up.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm so excited
maybe
about
we'll
it.
see. I don't know. I've been pretty good. I haven't even. Silk Song hasn't even made me like breathe. I don't know what it is, but like, just leave me be. Games that are good. I guess I have weird and esoteric interests. All right, folks. That's all we got. Thanks, Noah, for writing some listener mail. You too could be the next thing that we briefly discuss at the end of the show by leaving us some listener mail. Pretty awesome. That's all we got for you this time in Petalburg Woods. Next time, we're actually kind of doing a better job playing now. We are going to be having our trusty producer, Girl Luigi, back on the show because she wanted to talk about Pokemon mobile games, which is, I think, a pretty great can of worms. Got the good, the bad, the greedy. I like that. I like that you added that.
Thanks.
On there. Until then, you can find us outside of the forest as well. I am on YouTube, Droomish, also streaming on Twitch. So is Capreo, at Droomish _, at Capreo _. Please let us know what you thought of the show. Leave us a review. And if you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe to the channel if you're a new viewer, and do all the good YouTube stuff. But that's all we got. Leave your repels at home, and we will see you next time in Petalburg Woods. Bye.
See you.
Petalburg Woods is hosted by Droomish and Capreo and produced by Girl Luigi. The theme music is by Capreo, and additional artwork is by Mo Paint Stuff. Let us know where you'd like to visit in the Pokemon Universe next. Email us at